Iambic meter, describing the meter. Iamb is a beat that has 2 beats. And the first one is what we call unstressed, and the second one is stressed. And this is how we mark it. And unstressed is with like a little U, like a boat or a smiley face that's blind. And then we have the stressed syllable, so the slash mark, kind of like an accent mark in Spanish, right? So let's take a name. Who has a good one for it? Jared. Okay, Jared's name is not iambic. We don't say Jared. We say Jared. Notice the stress is on the first syllable in his name, and it's unstressed in the second syllable. Or Chandler's the same way. The first syllable is stressed, so it's kind of the reverse. We don't say Chandler, we say Chandler. It's different. Deja, not Deja. It's different, right? Kinsey instead of Kinsey. So, does anyone have a Journey's the same way? Who has a name that's
Nicole.
All you guys are opposite.
Nicole.
Wait, Nicole. There you go.
What?
Perfect. It's not Nicole. It's Nicole. So the O of that is the stressed syllable, right? So that she has an iambic name.
Aw, how
Beautiful,
cool.
right? It's love poetry. So there you go. So it's unstressed, stressed, and you'll notice there are 5 sets of these in iambic pentameter. That's why we call it pentameter. Like a pentagon has 5 sides, has 5 iambs in it. So pentameter means it has 5 iambs. Let's look at it in actual practice. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? The way we would write this, if we were to like notate it out, like we were doing in like writing music, you would separate it like in music. You have measures, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So when we have a new measure, we do a vertical line, don't we? In sheet music. So if we do that in this is what it would look like. You do it by syllables, not words, syllables. So, shall I, that's 2 syllables, compare, there's 2 more syllables, thee to a summer's day. Notice there are 5 of those now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 spaces in there, 5 measures. Now let's mark each note or each syllable. So it's shall I compare thee to a summer's day. And we have an iambic pentameter rhythm. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. So there's a reason for this. There's a reason this became used often, especially in theater. Because it has this beat that's literally within us, in our heart, right? Our heart is an iambic rhythm. Boom, boom, boom. So it's kind of already within us, so we are used to it. But also, the reason it's pentameter, not tetrameter or octameter, these other lengths, it's 5 because about 10 syllables, so 5 iambs, is about how long you would talk before you take a breath, naturally. So it's natural to breathe at the end of lines when there's a natural pause anyway. So Shakespeare utilizes this particular meter in part because it makes sense. It's not meant to be read on a page with your mouth shut. It's supposed to be performed. And so of course he's going to use something that is better performed. It's a sound device because it's not meant to be read, it's meant to be heard. So he uses sound devices often. So he actually uses it to show you what type of character you're listening to. So all the higher class people in Romeo and Juliet, Romeo, Juliet, Lord Capulet, Lady Capulet, Benvolio, all these guys that are the upper class speak in this type of language. They have this rhythm to their language. It doesn't necessarily rhyme, it's not necessarily sonnet, but it is meter. It's got that rhythm to it. When you have the cooks talking, it's not meter. It's just like you and I are talking. All the lower class speaks in what we call prose, P-R-O-S-E. It's just regular talk that's unmetered speech, unmetered talk. Doesn't necessarily have line breaks in any particular place, it's just talking. So just, if you were an audience member in Shakespeare's day watching Romeo and Juliet, you would be able to know, just by the rhythm of the person you're listening to, what social status they have. That's not how it was in actual England in that time, because who knows how to talk like that all the time? Nobody. But Shakespeare could write it out that way and think through how he could change the word choice to make it have this rhythm tone, this metered tone, right? So he uses iambic pentameter. Go ahead and try the second line on your own. Remember, every 2 syllables, vertical line, and then within each chunk, you'll do an unstressed followed by a stressed. All right, look at yours and see if it looks like this. Remember, we're doing it by syllable, not by word. Okay, so when we're looking at this, we see thou art. There's 2 syllables, so I do a vertical line. More lovely and. Notice I broke lovely up in 2 because that was the end of my second syllable, was after love. So before the L, vertical line. So thou art more lovely and more temperate, right? Now, we go in and add our accents. Remember, every word isn't accented. We have some unstressed and some stressed, and we have different markings for this. So don't just do dashes the whole time. We have to mark the unstressed with a U and a stressed with a dash. So, thou art more lovely and more temperate. Which you'll notice, because this is iambic pentameter, it helps us know how are we supposed to pronounce that last word. That could have 3 syllables and it could have 2, depending on how you talk. Temperate or temperate. In this, because it needs that extra syllable, we would pronounce